Yeah, thanks, Adam. Hey, everyone, I'm Shahzad. Like Adam mentioned, I am the head of product management for our growth pillar at Asana. What that means is everything related to product-led growth. So activation, depth, breadth, frequency of engagement, preventing churn, expansion, as well as all the work we do to drive kind of really habitual usage of Asana is what my pillar works on. Prior to Asana, I spent a few years at Facebook, and before that, I was a PM in a bunch of different places. I think the common thread across the board in all of my product management career has been the fact that you get a plethora of feedback every single time you launch a product or you're trying to launch a product. And I think that's actually a blessing more than it's a curse. And Asya mentioned that you have to prioritize, right? So what is signal? What is noise? When you ask someone, is my product good? Do you have any feedback? 9 times out of 10, they'll have something to say. It's really up to you to figure out what you do with that feedback, how you actually action on it. And I think one of the methods I have used and I've coached other PMs to use is what exactly are you looking for? What opportunity are you looking to assess? What relative leverage are you looking to apply for that feedback? And as an example, you might get feedback that is kind of all over the place about, hey, I don't like the UI. I don't like this specific workflow. And you might start to see certain patterns over time, and then you might get feedback that's just very opinionated to say that I just this doesn't feel right. And that's okay. Not everybody's going to love your product. Not everybody's going to be a big fan of every single decision that you made, but you will start to see certain patterns. So the idea of identifying signal to noise becomes really important. And it also becomes important when you know your own product when analyzing feedback. And what I mean by that is you might have a customer or user saying that this specific capability is not in the product and it's bothering me. It's not helping me to complete the things I need to complete. Where in reality, you want to dig in and try to identify what problem are they looking to solve. And if you start digging into that, you might actually already have a solution for them in the product. And that actually might start becoming a problem with discoverability or user education or the way that you're communicating the value and the capabilities in your product. And that is actually the feedback that I wasn't able to solve the problem I had versus I didn't get this feature or this piece of functionality. So I think the two main points, if there's any takeaways from this, is that you will get a ton of feedback. I don't think that should ever stop, nor should you ever be afraid of that. But it really is about what leverage are you looking for? What kind of prioritization do you want to do? You can't address every single problem. You can't address every piece of feedback, but there are some that are going to be heavy hitters and others that you might want to delay to address later. And second, it's the feedback needs to be translated based on the lens that you apply on what you know for your product. So if you know your product well and you know the capabilities that you offer, really the feedback might actually already be addressed. And maybe the problem is actually, well, maybe I didn't communicate the value properly, or I haven't shown exactly how a user can go solve this problem versus addressing the feedback to say, well, they're asking for exactly step one, step two, and step three. Now I'm going to go need to build that or need to apply it.